is Valley News Live at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's now up to a jury to decide if the Hotel Donaldson could have foreseen and prevented a fatal fight from happening outside its doors. Closing arguments in the civil trial against the popular downtown bar and restaurant started late this afternoon. A security expert for the defense countered the two other experts jurors heard from earlier in the trial, saying Hodo staff did exactly what they should have on that night back in May 2017.
Their actions were in accordance with what a reasonable procedure is, that they de-escalated the situation, they separated the parties, and then they asked them to leave.
45-year-old Jamie Grant and Christopher Sang were struck outside the restaurant. Grant died 9 days later from his injuries. His wife, Jennifer Grant, as well as Sang, are now suing the Hodo for more than $2 million. Investigators are finding clues about what went wrong in a deadly Minnesota plane crash. NTSB says they found pieces of the tail of the plane away from the rest of the crash, indicating it fell off mid-flight. That crash killed everyone on board, including two doctors and one of their wives. The plane went down this past Saturday in Victoria, Minnesota, southeast of the Twin Cities. A pilot is dead after the North Dakota Highway Patrol says they hit a high voltage line while spraying crops early this morning. The crash happened just before 8 in Emmons County, about an hour southeast of Bismarck. Highway Patrol says the aircraft crashed into a field after hitting the line. The name of the pilot will be released after family is notified. Now here's Hutch with a first look at your forecast. Hutch.
Stacey, thanks so much, and good late afternoon, everyone. On this Tuesday, we're enjoying some quieter conditions after storms in the north and no drops of rain here in the south, but that storm did bring some significant weather. Take a look at this hail in the Bowdoin area. Miranda, thanks for sharing that. Taking a look at the rainfall amounts, some up north, including this from Elizabeth in Thief River Falls, showing that over 3.5 inches fell for that area. Here in the Southern Valley, we remain dry and hot. 88 Fargo, 89 Jamestown, and that system that moved through yesterday changed our winds from southerly to northerly. And just say this, the dew point's no longer air you can wear. It ain't sticky out there. It's dry, really dry. And that's going to pose a couple of problems for this. More rain chances moving in from our neighbors up there in Saskatchewan, but it's moving over dry air. Not a lot of those raindrops will make their way down to the ground. I will time them out and talk to where the chances are best. But in Fargo, we'll see no raindrops this evening, maybe overnight. We'll have a detailed forecast for you on the hour-by-hour side for that. And we'll talk about the extended planner because it looks like a dry stretch of weather that we'll find ourselves in now.
All right. Thanks so much, Hutch. Governor Doug Burgum is asking the president for a disaster declaration for several counties in North Dakota. It's from a storm back in June that produced 93-mile-per-hour wind. The counties included are highlighted there on your screens. The one in our area are Kidder and Lemoore. If the declaration is granted, it would unlock federal money to help the counties and cities affected pay for repairs. After months of negotiations, the Senate has passed a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. The vote was 69-30. 19 Republicans joined Democrats in the passage. The legislation now heads to the House, where its fate isn't clear. The package includes investments in key parts of President Biden's physical infrastructure priorities like roads, bridges, and highways, as well as broadband. Every state is now reporting high or substantial community transmission of COVID-19. The rising infections come just as thousands of unvaccinated children return to school. Deborah Alfarone has the latest from Washington, D.C.
COVID hospitalizations in Florida are higher now than at any other point during the pandemic. And as hospitals scramble to find available beds, ambulances are being forced to wait outside with emergency patients. In Houston, Texas, one hospital has erected a tent to handle the overflow. It's a similar story at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville, Tennessee, where the staff is burnt out.
When patients get admitted to us, almost all of them are unvaccinated. And I think that adds a little bit of the exasperation effect.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says the number of children contracting COVID-19 has increased 5-fold since the end of June, with an 84% jump in August.
Delta is so contagious that more people in the unvaccinated community are going to get it than with previous variants.
The latest wave comes as children across the country head back to school and communities grapple with mask mandates. Florida's governor today defended his executive order banning mask mandates in Florida schools.
It's about parental choice, not government mandate.
Some schools say they'll defy those orders and require masks. The White House weighed in this afternoon with a message to state leaders like DeSantis regarding young children who are yet to be eligible to be vaccinated.
If you're not interested in following the public health guidelines to protect the lives of people in your state, then get out of the way. Let local officials do their job to keep students safe.
In Texas, Dallas public school students will be required to wear masks when they return next week. The school superintendent issued a temporary mask mandate Monday in defiance of Governor Greg Abbott. In 14 days, New York will have a new governor. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will take over the role as Andrew Cuomo steps down amid the sexual harassment scandal that prompted an impeachment probe. The Attorney General report found the governor sexually harassed 11 women, including a former executive assistant who told investigators Cuomo groped her at the executive mansion in December 2019 and again in November of last year. Another condo in Miami has been evacuated after city officials deemed it unsafe. An evacuation notice was posted at the entrance of the building last night. Miami's building director said repairs were made to several columns at the condo, but city inspectors later determined that the work was, quote, not adequate. The evacuation comes after the partial collapse of another condo building in Surfside. That tragedy claimed the lives of 98 people and spurred the city of Miami Beach to immediately order building inspections. Many are questioning if it's considered freedom of speech or fostering hate. Some vendors at the Sturgis motorcycle rally have been spotted selling items featuring symbols like swastikas and the Confederate flag. While many of the visitors at the rally are against the practice, civil rights experts trace the history behind the symbol.
So we're kind of honoring that, not necessarily that, we believe in Nazis and Hitler. It's just kind of, it's a special thing that the U.S. military was able to go and win the war and bring things back, as souvenirs, and they would put them on their bike.
Bishop Troy Carr of Faith Temple Church says the Confederate flag symbolized a time in our country where people were so adamant about keeping slavery that the nation was divided into war. Live music is making its way to Broadway Square in downtown Fargo. The Fargo-Moorhead Area Youth Symphony is bringing music to your ears tonight. It's part of a series that features musicians like the Fargo-Moorhead Area Youth Symphonies and the orchestra. 11 student musicians will play, and the concerts will be free every Tuesday.
Yeah, it's really important for us here at FMAIS that we give the kids as many opportunities to just perform, whether it's in our concerts, whether it's out and about for the public. These kids work so hard practicing and getting really good at their instrument, so this is just a nice opportunity.
You can hear the musicians tonight from 7 to 9 at Broadway Square. To see upcoming acts, click on this story on valleynewslive.com. If you're looking to squeeze in another pool day, you better act fast. Swimming pools in Fargo will soon be closing for the season. The Northside Pool, the Southwest Pool, along with the Madison Pool and Splash Pad will be closed after Sunday. Island Park Pool and Davies Recreational Pool will close after Sunday, August 22nd. The Davies Pool will be open again for Labor Day weekend and on the 28th and 29th, and from September 4th through the 6th from 1 to 5 p.m. The Xcel Energy Holiday Lights Parade is coming back this year after it was canceled last year because of the pandemic. The route will start in Moorhead, then cross into downtown Fargo. It's usually the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, but this year it's on a Saturday. It'll take place on December 4th at 6:30 p.m. and it's free. A group of elephants has captured the hearts of the nation. Their journey of more than 300 miles is still to come.
Some rain, mainly north of Highway 200, fell where you see the yellows and oranges. Significant amounts of rain, over an inch up to 5 inches. We did get reports of 3.5 in Langdon and Warren with 1.5 inches of rain. Numerous areas with over an inch of rainfall. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows a few sprinkles on the way tonight. Details